What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to break down the NASCAR Cup Series race at the Daytona Road Course. This is a track where they've never ran it before. These drivers have never ran in a Cup car here. They've never practiced. They've never qualified. So this is going to be a fun race. It's going to be a good one to watch, probably. I expect a lot of wrecks. So I don't really expect a lot of great things from DraftKings, to be honest, today. If I'm playing very light today. That's a tough race to get into. But before I get into all the drivers, if you're new here, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, leave a comment, stay around. I'm doing NBA content. The playoffs start tomorrow. I'm really excited for that. I have NBA content videos as well. I have NFL videos coming out soon once NFL season comes. I'm really excited for those to come out. If NCAA football happens, I'll be making videos for that. If NCAA basketball happens, I'll be making videos for that. So make sure to stay around. We still got the whole rest of NASCAR season. I do Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series. So make sure to stick around for all of that. If you want more of my content, you can subscribe to my Patreon, where you're going to get, for only $10 a month, you're going to get my cheat sheet and projections for Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series, along with an article, salaries here, rankings, and a cash score for. And that's for all three series for only $10 a month, all of them combined. So make sure to check that out. I think it's worth your while. You'll get all the data you need, and I know you can't really find a lot of that nowadays for those smaller series. So be sure to check all that out. But yeah, I think that's all I got to say on that. So let's get into the drivers. So the first driver I'm going to talk about today is Ryan Blaney. He's $11,000 on DraftKings. He starts 24th place today. Most expensive driver. They priced him up because he starts in the back, but I'm okay with that. I think that Ryan Blaney, he's done very well at these tracks. We have the track to Roval, so I have the Roval stats and just road course stats in general. Because the Roval was, in my opinion, the closest track we have to the Daytona Road Course. It's kind of like a road course with some oval parts to it. They're still really different, but it's the most similar thing we have, so I'm just going to go off that. At the Roval, Ryan Blaney has an average finish of 4.5 in the last few years, which is the fourth best in the field. He also was the fourth best average finish at road courses. So Ryan Blaney has done very well at these types of tracks. If we even go look at in his average position, he is the 8th best at the Roval and 9th best at the road course. He did win at the Roval a few years ago, although he probably should have finished third in that race if Martin Truex Jr. and Jimmy Johnson didn't wreck on the last turn. But still, a third place finish, that's still going to give him great numbers. So I really do like Ryan Blaney here today. I think he's a good play. They priced him up, but this is a short race. It's only 65 laps, so there's going to be there's not going to be a ton of dominator points up for grabs, and as long as one driver just doesn't lead every single lap, you're not going to necessarily need a dominator to at least cash, but even win a tournament maybe. So the place differential is key in this race, I think. So I think Ryan Blaney is a very top option today, as well as his teammate Brad Keselowski starting 17th. At the Roval, Brad Keselowski is the 5th best average finish. He hasn't been as great on the other road courses, only the 13th best average finish, but the 5th best of the Roval does stand out. He 2 years ago, he had the best car. He dominated the race, and late into the race, he drove straight into turn 1. So that he at least would have finished top 3 or 4 that race, but he probably would have won. But last year with a 5th place finish, so he's done very well at the Roval, and it's a track that's similar to it. And with the place differential upside he offers, I like going to Brad Keselowski today. I think Blaney is going to be more owned, so I think Keselowski could offer us as a good pivot, although I do expect Keselowski to still get some pretty decent ownership. Next, we have Chase Elliott, who will probably be the chalkiest player in the slate, honestly. He has been absolutely insane at road courses his entire career. An average finish of 3.5, which is second best at the Roval, and he has the best average finish at road courses. He has the second best average position at the Roval and the second best at road courses as well. And when you come to lap sled, he has 170 lap sled at road courses over the last 2 years. And him and Truex just have dominated these tracks. So Elliott looks again to be a top option. If I was going to pick one driver to win, it'd either be him or Martin Truex, who we're about to get into. But I think Chase Elliott does offer this elite upside to lead a bunch of laps to win a race that not as many of these drivers really offer. Martin Truex Jr. is another one. The Roval hasn't been his best, an average finish of 10.5 at the Roval, but he would have won the first race to the Roval. I think he ended up finished 14th, 15th in that race. But he would have won that race if it wasn't for the last turn when Jimmy Johnson wrecked him. So, Truex has been very good at the Roval anyway. At the road courses, he is the second best average finish overall. He's just been elite here. Him and Chase Elliott just seem to split those races every year. Last year we saw Chase win 2 and Martin win 1. So they're just very good at these tracks. They're dominated. I expect these two to be battling for the lead for the whole race. And maybe not. Maybe someone new will come into the picture. But these are the guys I expect to be up front for the majority of this race. I do like Martin Truex Jr. a lot. He also does have the third best average position at the Roval and the best average position at road courses. Next, we have Kyle Busch, who starts 4th for 9,800 on DraftKings. He has wrecked both times at the Roval, so that's really not great. But he has ran well at road courses, the third best average finish at road courses, and the fourth best average position at road courses. I just would rather play Truex or Chase Elliott, in all honesty. I mean, I just, like, the next few guys I'm going to talk about, I would just rather play Truex or Chase Elliott than all of them. And, I mean, you never know, maybe one of these guys is going to end up dominating or something, but that's just kind of what I expect. Kevin Harvick, another one, starts on the pole, 9,600. He has sixth best average finish at the Roval and the fifth best at road courses, the best average position at the Roval and the third best at road courses. So Harvick's good, but I just would rather play Chase Elliott and Martin Truex Jr. I just think they're better. They have more potential to lead laps. They have more potential to win the race, in my opinion. Harvick's not, I don't think he's ever won in a road course in the Cup Series. If he has, it's been a long time. So Harvick's not someone I'm really too excited to get to, but I do think he will be lower owned, as well as Denny Hamlin, who's been bad at Roval, 14th best average finish, and the 9th best average finish at road courses. Road courses really just aren't Denny Hamlin's thing. They're just not his type of track where he succeeds at, so not something I'm really looking to go to a ton. Same thing with Joey Logano, not good at the road courses, 9th best average finish at the Roval, and the 17th best at road course over the last 2 years. Joey Logano is not good here. This is definitely not a play I want to go to. I would rank Chase Elliott and Martin Truex far ahead above everyone else, and then I'd say Kyle Busch and Harvick are kind of in a tier, and then Denny Hamlin, and Logano's like all the way at the bottom. So I don't really want to get to Joey Logano at all. Not someone that I'm just too excited to get into. Next we have Clint Bowyer at 8,800 starting 12th, and I think that Clint Bowyer and William Byron both are drivers that could really see some upside hit here that are going to be lower owned, because a lot of people today are going to probably go the Stars and Scrubs approach. We're going to play one or two of these guys up here, and then probably Alex Bowman, and then some guys down here. And that's the other thing, like Alex Bowman's in that price range, so people just aren't going to play for Bowyer. Clint Bowyer, though, is the second best average finish at the Roval over the last 2 years, the sixth best average finish at road course over the last 2 years, the fifth best average position at the Roval over the last 2 years, and the sixth best average position at the road courses. So Clint Bowyer, very good at these tracks. I expect him to be able to at least get a top 10, but he could potentially push for a top 5 and maybe even contend for a win. So I do like Clint Bowyer a very, very good bit. William Byron is another one. He has the sixth best average finish at the Roval over the last 2 years and the sixth best average position at the Roval. But at road courses, William Byron has the fourth most laps led at Roval over the last 2 years and the fourth most laps led at road course over the last 2 years. So William Byron has actually been really great here. Maybe the finishes don't always show it for him, but he has ran very, very well. I expect that to continue. I expect him to have a good race. He needs a good race to get into the playoffs. That's something that's very important. Right now they're trying to just get into the playoffs and hang on to that last seeding spot, and a win would, of course, just lock them in, but just great finishes will really help them get that spot. I didn't talk about Erik Jones, and he's kind of in the same boat as Byron and Bowyer, really. Both just trying to they're both trying to make it into the playoffs, so I really do like Erik Jones. He offers that upside. He isn't a bad road course runner, not like anything special. He's wrecked both times at the Roval. He has the 11th best average finish at road courses, 11th best average position at road courses. So I do think Erik Jones offers us some upside here. Up next we have Kurt Busch, who starts 8th place for 8,400. He just starts too high for me. He doesn't offer a lot of place differential, and that's kind of what we need today. We need some good finishes or place differential, and I just don't think he offers that for me. But Alex Bowman is going to be like super chalky, 8,200, starts 27th. Been elite at the Roval, the best average finish at the Roval over the last 2 years, which is third. And last year he started dead. Well, he didn't get scored from dead last, but he had to go to the back, started dead last, and drove all the way up to third place by the end of the race. So that was impressive. Roval's like this, more of a shorter race than normal. So I do think Alex Bowman ends up being a very good play here. Just the way he's ran at this track, it's going to make him chalky. And him starting 27th, he should be able to get a top 10 for sure. And then maybe contend for a top 5 and maybe even get a win. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, I think Alex Bowman's a great play. He's going to be chalk, so I don't suggest avoiding him. I think there is ways to get off of him to go to Bowyer or Byron. I think those are really good pivots, or even Jimmy Johnson. I think are all solid pivots off of Alex Bowman. But it's hard to say that Alex Bowman's a bad play when he's shown success at road courses and he starts that far back. But there is some pivots off him, but I do think Bowman is a very good play. Jimmy Johnson starts 11th, 8,100. He has the 8th best average finish at the Roval and the 12th best at road courses, the 4th best average position at the Roval, and the 5th best at road courses. So he's run well, run up front, run towards the front. He was in second place at Roval, the first race they were at, and he wrecked Martin Truex Jr. coming to checkered flag. So they didn't finish as well that race, but he had a good run going. So I think Jimmy Johnson's a good play. I think he offers us some decent place differential upside and potential for a top 5, and another driver who needs a win to get into playoffs. So a big race here from him. I bet you one of Bowyer, Byron, Johnson ends up having a top 5 and ends up, or Erik Jones has a top 5, ends up in the optimal today. So be on the lookout for those guys. I would try to get at least one of them in the lineup and maybe even two to pivot off of Bowman. Eric Umrolla is not really someone I'm interested in. Starts 6th, 7,900. He's bad at road courses. 15th best average finish at Roval, 14th best at road course. Not something I'm interested to go to. Matt DiBenedetto, though, his numbers look really, really good for road courses. And he has not been in anywhere near good equipment as he is in now. In the 95 car when it was like really bad, and then in the 83 car a few years ago, he has the 11th best average finish at Roval and 8th best at road courses in bad equipment. And now he starts 9th and he's in the Wood Brothers. Is this a race Matt DiBenedetto gets a win? Like, I mean, seriously, the numbers show that he could actually do it today. I would not be shocked to see him win this race at all. That'd be awesome if he did. I don't think anybody would be complaining if Matt DiBenedetto did not win or won this race. So I think that's a good play. I think he's a fun one to pull for while you're watching too, if that's what you're going for, if you're just like casual players going to play one lineup. So I do like him. He does start 9th, which doesn't give you a ton of upside, but I think his success here shows that he has the upside to do well. Cole Custer, 7,600 on DraftKings, starts 26th. He starts far enough back for I want to get there. We haven't seen anything from him in a Cup car on the road courses before, but he was pretty decent at him in the Xfinity and Truck Series, so I do want to get to some Cole Custer. Brendan Gaughan, I saw him on the slate this week. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to get Brendan Gaughan this week, starting dead last. I was like, he might end up being a good play, but he's too expensive at 7,500. This isn't Daytona or Talladega where anyone can finish anywhere. Like, he's got to have some speed, and he doesn't have a ton of it. So 7,500 for Brendan Gaughan, I just don't want to pay for that. Tyler Reddick, 7,400, starting 18th, I think is solid. He has run well at the road course in the Xfinity Series, so I think Reddick offers us some solid top 10 upside at 7,400. So Tyler Reddick, I think, is a solid play. Same thing with Christopher Bell, except he's not as great of equipment, 7,200, starting 15th. He offers us some top 10 upside. Michael McDowell, though, 7,000, starts 30th, I think is a very good play. He has the 13th best average finish at a Roval, only the 20th best at road courses, but 12th best at Roval, 18th best at road courses. This is where McDowell succeeds at. He's good at the road courses. He has been his entire career, and for whatever reason, that equipment just has been better all year, and he's been better all year. So I think this could be a race where I could see Michael McDowell maybe getting a top 10. I'm not saying that's what he's going to do. I think he has the potential to, and that would be a great race for him and for his career, but I think he should definitely get a top 20, maybe has the top 10 upside. Daniel Suarez, we don't ever play Suarez, and he's too expensive at 6,900 to get to him. Austin Dillon's not racing today. I still have him on his sheet, but he's not racing today. He's being replaced by Casgarala, who we'll talk about in a minute. But he has COVID, so he's not racing today. So don't play Austin Dillon. It says out on DraftKings, so if you mess that up, that's on you, not me. So Matt Kenseth, 6,700, starts 16th. I mean, he's been bad this year, and he doesn't start far enough back where I want to get to him. And last time we saw him at road courses, he wasn't good either. So I don't want to get to Matt Kenseth. Chris Buescher, 6,600, starting 21st. I mean, he's okay. 17th best average finish at the Roval, 16th best at road courses, 16th best average position at the Roval, 17th best at road courses. It's just not something he's absolutely great at. So I don't know if I want to get to a ton of Chris Buescher, but maybe one or two lineups if you're doing a 20 max GPP. But I think Chris Buescher's okay, but nothing like special. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 6,500, starts 25th. Same thing about Buescher, like he's okay, but he starts 25th, so he has more place differential upside. 16th best average finish at the Roval, 18th best at road courses, 15th best at the average position at the Roval, 20th at road courses. So Stenhouse is fine. I mean, he'll probably get a top 20 if he doesn't wreck out. Maybe contend for a top 15. So I think he's an okay play starting 25th. I'd rather get there than the 21st starting place of Chris Buescher. John Hunter Nemechek starts 28th, and I mean, I know everyone's tired of playing John Hunter Nemechek because he just wrecks every single race, but I mean, that might keep his ownership down. I'm just going to keep going to it. It's like Eric Jones. Like, I just want to keep going to it. He starts far in the back, and I know he has upside to get a top 15. And he's done pretty decently well in road course in the lower series. I know he's won in the truck series at the road course, and he's run top 10 consistently in the Xfinity series and not really that good equipment. So I think he can get us a top 20 out of this run for sure, and a top 15 upside. So I think John Hunter Nemechek's a solid play here. Ryan Newman starts too high at 14th for me to even want to get to him. He's just hasn't been running well all this year in road course, so not good to him. So starting too high for me to really want to get there. Bubba Wallace starts 19th, and Bubba Wallace, he's bad at these tracks, like never been good. Like, look at his numbers, are terrible, but he's been running pretty solid this year. I can see him getting a top 15, maybe contending for a top 10. I mean, this race is crazy. There's going to be a ton of wrecks, so you never really know what's going to happen, and someone just randomly could end up there at the end of the race. Now we got Casgarala, starts 6,000. He's going to be scored from 10th, but I believe he's going to have to go to the back because he's in a different driver than a normal car. So he's going to start all the way in the back, but I don't hate getting to him. he's really good at the road courses. We've seen it in the Xfinity and Truck Series where he's run very well. I mean, he ran fourth at Road America last week. And, like, I mean, this is going to be a race where there's just going to be a ton of wrecks. If he can just avoid the wrecks and drive decently well, like, I think Casgarala would do better than Austin Dillon 9 out of 10 times at road course races in the Cup Series, just because of how, I mean, Dillon sucks here, but Casgarala is pretty good at these types of racetracks. So this is a track where I could see him succeeding, and he's going to be so low owned. If you just want to take a shot at him, I don't hate it. I really don't. I think there's upside for him just to get a top 10 or a top 15, which is going to, all that's going to pay off that salary. And if all these other guys in this range just bust, like they all wreck, he can end up being the guy you need. Now, I'm not saying go full force ahead and just play Casgarala, but if you're playing a ton of lineups, I think he's worth taking a shot on. Corey LaJoie starts 29th. I do like Corey LaJoie this week. Not necessarily because of what he's done in the past at road courses, but this year, he's just, I mean, recently you've been seeing him run a lot better, getting like top 20s or 25s and stuff like that. So I think we can see another race like that from Corey LaJoie. He's only 5,900, so if he can get a top 20, it's going to be great. But if he can get like 22nd again, like I'd be happy with that. Ty Dillon starts 23rd. I don't know if I'd just rather play Corey LaJoie starting farther back. And then Ryan Preece is 5,100. And the only reason I'd want to play Ryan Preece is just because of the price. Like, I mean, 19th best average finish at the Roval, 24th at road courses, 20th at the Roval, 21st at road courses. Like, that's positive numbers starting at 22nd. Like, so it can't hurt you. Like, it's probably not going to win you a GPP, but I don't think he's going to hurt you unless he wrecks out. Which, I know it's Ryan Preece, and we had the 4 straight weeks of DNF last places, but I don't hate it. I don't hate getting there just because of the price. So, that's really all I got on this the Daytona Road Course. It's a tough race to break down. Next week we'll be back for Dover, where we have a ton of data and stuff and statistics, and it'll be way easier for us. But yeah, that's really all I got to say. Thank you guys so much for watching and checking out this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, turn on notification bell, subscribe to the Patreon. I'll put that link in below. I'll put my social media in the links below, so be sure to check all that stuff out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you guys have fun watching the race and maybe make some money.